West coast of Ireland, the Atlantic coastline, is very sparsely populated. There's not a lot of industry, not a lot of activity other than some rural farming, small coastal communities and some fishing. Because of the lack of industrial impact, the waters off the coast of Ireland are very clean, they're pristine, they're in a natural state. So it actually offers perfect conditions for the rearing of Atlantic salmon under farmed conditions. Mowi Ireland, as we know it today, began life in 1979 in the Fana Peninsula in Donegal in the north of Ireland. It was founded by a group of college friends actually, one of whom was a teacher in Dublin who got fed up of teaching and decided he wanted to do something different, so he was interested in starting a trout farm. As the company developed and became more successful and grew within Donegal, it was taken over by other Norwegian interests over those years, and eventually it came back full circle to being called Mowi in recent years, and it's now part of the wider Mowi group. In Mowi Ireland we've got the full cycle, a closed herd cycle as it's called. That covers everything from breeding. We have our own breeding stock. We have our own juvenile production units, or hatcheries as they're called. So we produce all our own juveniles, and then we stock these out to our sea sites. And these sea sites cover the whole coastal fringe of the western coast of Ireland, starting with the breeding, the spawning of the eggs, the fertilisation and hatching. And then the first phase of the production cycle involves freshwater only, and that lasts around 14 months. It's about 14 months in land-based tanks with fresh water. The salmon then smoltify, and that's the term for when they become adapted to live in the sea. And at that stage we move them out into pens at sea. So we have approximately 14 sea sites. Some are in fallow, some are in production, and we stock accordingly. So from start to harvest, it takes almost 3 years to produce a fish for harvest for table. And our whole production is based on organic principles. We've been organic farming for a number of years now, and that again covers the whole production cycle from breeding stock right through to harvesting. One of the cornerstones of the organic farming philosophy is the quality of the diet. The feeds that we use must follow organic rules in terms of ingredients, but at the same time we have to meet the nutritional needs of the fish, of the animal. We also have very low density rearing densities for our fish. The maximum density of fish in a water pen is 10 kilos of fish per cubic metre of water space, so they have lots of room to grow and develop. Salmon as an animal is a carnivorous fish. It naturally in the wild will feed on other fish, and through this feeding on other species of fish, they accumulate marine oils in their carcass. And these marine oils are very rich in omega-3, and particularly EPA and DHA, which are components of omega-3 fatty acids. EPA and DHA are essential, we know today, for human health, for heart health, and for neurological health as well. They're essential in the physiology of humans, and we really can't do without it. And we can't manufacture EPA and DHA ourselves. We're just not able to do it. So we rely on fish to supply that as an important component of our diet. The water, both freshwater and marine environment are so important to the production of fish. We cannot do without pristine water. It's fundamental to what we do. Mowi, as it's called now in Ireland, is farming here since 1979. That's a long legacy. And sustainability for us means not just environmental sustainability, it also means social sustainability and economic sustainability. So we've managed that for more than 40 years. We employ people in coastal marginal communities that don't have many other employment opportunities. We have third generation farmers now in our company, where their grandparents started off in the early days. So they're the three corners of pillars of sustainability as we know it, and we have to take care of that, because we rely both on the natural resource but also on the human resource as well in order to farm a fish, because the fish don't farm themselves.